That's a real man. They all know but understand.
My eyes can't see, baby, unless you. My eyes can't see, baby, unless you. Ellie. My eyes can't see, baby, unless you. My eyes can't see, baby, unless you. Ellie. My eyes can't see, baby.
Yes. Hey, what is up, everybody? Sean here. Super pumped for today's Grow with Video Q&A call, kind of a private hangout. We've got an hour to dive into your questions, as well as do some channel reviews, and as well as maybe even look at some of your content and some things like that. Super pumped to be on here. I think you can hear me loud and clear. Let me know. What's up, Eugene? What's up, Gross Technology, Snowbird, Nix, Casual Gaming, Amara? Super pumped to have you guys here. And the reason you are here is because you took action on Grow with Video back when we did the launch and the webinar. So you get kind of a private, much smaller focus group. So just a few of us on here, so we can really get tactical on your exact questions and even look at some of your stuff. So to start it out, I mean, definitely get us your questions soon. We want to maximize your time, value your time. What's up, Chris? What's up, TSC News? What's up, Power of Quiet? Good to see you guys. If you have a question, give me like 4 question marks before and after it so we can just see the question in addition to the other kind of conversation that's happening. Thank you guys for being involved in the chat. What's up, Michael? And if you also would want to have your channel reviewed, just like maybe say me, I would love to have my channel reviewed. And then Heather on my team is helping me capture some of this stuff. So she's going to be organizing it in a doc. So we'll be doing those at the end. And as we get started and as you're getting in questions, just to kind of set a context, you know, you've been going through Grow with Video. We'd love to hear from you, how you've been enjoying the course. You know, it's the main modules where we go through, of course, the clarity module. How clear are you feeling? Do you feel clear on your niche? Do you feel like you are clarifying and also amplifying your message, right? We talked about not just being clear about what you're doing, but to say it over and over and be able to articulate it in a clear way, kind of like your elevator pitch. Maybe you have an elevator pitch. Would love to see that from you. Of course, we talked about productivity. How's your productivity going? If you have any productivity questions, you know, pumping out consistent content over the long period of time is big. So if you have any questions about how we get content done, and as you learn and grow with video, you know, we've been through every season. So right now I've got a team. Naturally, we can get more stuff done. But 2 years ago, like literally just 2 years ago, I was a solo creator and doing this all by myself. A year before that, I was in the side hustle season, right? And I was doing, of course, everything by myself while working a full-time job. And so if you are struggling with productivity or consistency, we'd love to talk about that. And then we could also talk about strategies and things like that. Questions are rolling in, so we can dive straight into that. And again, just to set the context, if you're here, thanks so much for joining live. If you're watching this on the replay, I think you'll get a lot of value out of this because of the questions of other people in the Grow with Video community. Iron sharpens iron, and I'm sure a lot of their questions would be relevant for you as well. So Gross Technology says, I'm looking to see if the idea of just making a library of videos that you know will not rank, but wanted to get the volume of videos to get authority, is that a good idea or not? So Gross Technology, that is not a good idea, because here's the thing. So what's he asking? So Gross Technology is asking, hey, does it help? Like, does YouTube like me more if I just upload a lot of videos that aren't necessarily ranking? And I'm just going to add this, Gross Technology, that aren't necessarily getting views, but you are uploading content, you're being consistent. Does YouTube like that? The answer is it's not. They're probably indifferent to that. The better question is, what does YouTube like? And here's what matters to them is watch time. Minutes matter most. That's why if you even have just one breakout video, it can skyrocket your channel authority because you're getting minutes. Like, any way you can get minutes would be what I would encourage you to do. If you upload, one video a month, blows up and gets lots of watch time, lots of views, the rest don't, you're still doing good. And on one level, YouTube is looking, that's why when you go into your analytics and they see minutes first, and then they show you how many views you got, and then they show you subscribers, minutes is at the top because they just want people seeing content. So to build your channel authority to help other videos rank, you want to be looking for those strategic video ideas. And the last thing I'd say about that is definitely as you're going through the strategies we talked about in Grow with Video, we talked about the content pyramid and we talked about hero videos. My question for you and everybody here is and if you're taking notes, this would be a good one to write down. If you, like, this strategy alone would be good to think about. What video in your niche around your topic could be a breakout video? In other words, what would be one of the most popular, searched, desired ideas around your topic? We just put out a video today. This might not come as a surprise that it was popular, but we put out a video today about making money on YouTube. Interestingly enough, it has got a ton of velocity, a ton of traffic, because of course people want to make money on YouTube, don't you, right? So if we even look inside of some of our most recent videos, we just put out a video about our live event, which by the way, we'll talk about at the end of this call. And we put it out last week. It's 4 days old and it only has respectively 2,200 views and in about 4 or 5 days. The velocity of that video, even the interest in this video amongst our own community, was not very good. Could have to do with the title. I mean, it's not very good, like kind of not a very sexy title. Video Marketing Conference in Las Vegas. But the video we released today, how much money can you make on YouTube? And I'm holding money in the thumbnail. Makes sense. It attracts people. It's already at almost 5,000 views. And same channel, same subscribers, same release strategy, same everything. The topic itself, it naturally drives clicks. What they see in the thumbnail drives a click. What the title is drives a click. When you get clicks and when people engage with your content, even more people see it algorithmically. So that all comes down to you. What topics, what are the big video ideas that if you could get a video out like that and rank it, could actually maybe change your channel authority, get you awareness, get you exposed to meeting new people? A video like this in the Teach YouTube niche, of course, does that. And then let's look over here in the ranking tags so we can see it's already ranking for like how much money can you make on YouTube and other things. So again, what is my point there? My point is, man, we talk about filters for drones and we talk about cameras and we talk about other things. Some of those videos do all right. But a video idea itself, the concept, the video idea, those all perform fine. And I love doing them. It's not that you shouldn't do those other ideas. But here's my question. Like if I left you with one thing, we'll go through the rest of the content in this. Write down what would be a holy grail video idea for you. What would be like a breakthrough video? Maybe there's a lot of competition, but if you like ranked in the top spots, if you got on the radar, if you put all your energy, you took a little extra time to make a hero video, and if you haven't watched that training in Growth Video, you've got that in your members area. You take a little extra time to create a hero video, that one video could change everything for your channel. And I'd be focusing on a video like that that gets you a lot of minutes so that it grows your authority. Amara, how can I create community? My videos are for children 1 to 3 years old. Should I pay attention to parents too? This is a really good question, because at the end of the day, it's going to come down to your target audience. There's 2 answers. Number 1 is, if your videos are really for children 1 to 3 years old, I want to encourage you, consider researching getting on the YouTube Kids app. YouTube Kids app. Even if you get on there or not though, YouTube is strong as well. And my firsthand experience with this is my friend Benji, and co-founder of Video Influencers, has 3 daughters. And so I got to see and spend like a couple hours just hanging out with the family. And I'm sitting on the couch with the girls, and they've got their iPads out and they're watching YouTube. So I got to kind of get into the psychology of 3, 4-year-olds. And here's the thing. Answer number 1 is you can't build community with them. Like they're not commenting, they don't have accounts, they're not even liking videos, they're not doing anything. But children are one of the best niches, because my gosh, do they know how to consume content. The minutes, thus the ad revenue and some of the other things, they're not going to click an affiliate link, but they were watching like Shopkins, like unwrapping Shopkins things. And man, I started to learn some stuff, man. I'm learning about slime surprise or egg surprise. Egg surprise. I'm an egg surprise expert now after hanging out with Juliana, Mia, and Kira for a little while. So number 1, if your target audience is kids, you got to maximize your strategy, understanding it's going to be different than if they could engage around community. Conversely, Benji and Judy they don't care about, they're not also subscribing. If that channel uploaded a video directed at them, they would never see it. Like, you know what I mean? The content was magnetic to children, and that these channels that were building it were building their influence that way. By the way, you start getting brand deals if you build your influence with kids, because if you're getting the attention, you're getting the minutes, you're getting the watch time, then brands will want to work with you, and it's a very lucrative industry. So then the other strategy would be, if your target audience was different, if your target audience was parents, well, then you could build your community around parents. So I hope that provides some clarity. I really don't think you could do both, because again, Heather's a parent. I'm not a parent, but Heather, who's in the comments and connecting with you guys and responding from the Think Media account, she's not into the same YouTube channels as her kids. 2 different target audiences, period. So TSC News, the Sports Courier. Do you have any content tips for events? I'm covering E3 in the week, and I want to do my best to be on my game and get good content. Thanks. Okay, so E3 is a gaming conference, right? So what I would think about a couple things, E3, Donkey Kong Adventure. Okay, so that's what it is. So what I would think is, here's the kind of content you'd want to create around it. First, I would go to the search bar and I would see what's out there. E3 2018, date, trailers, predictions, Nintendo. These right here are search terms already, right? For this year, leak, predictions. So absolutely, I think you have a lot of opportunity. This could be a video even before it's out. E3 2018 predictions. But this is kind of cool. So there's predictions, that'd be a video. A little broad though, might be hard to rank for. So what if you actually go more sniper and you go deeper? Long tail keywords are better because they're more specific and they're easier to rank for if you're trying to grow. So maybe your 2018 E3 predictions are just for Nintendo, or maybe they're just for Sony, or maybe they're separate videos, etc. Got it? And then once you get there, you could say like E3 Live. I'm looking for like interviews, or like E3 Live. Let's go an underscore before this. So now you have Nintendo Switch, E3 Live, predictions. So here's the point. You want to create as much content around what people are already searching. So do your research before you press record. That'll give you a few video ideas. And this is true for, of course, everybody in Grow with Video. Do your research before you press record. What are people searching? And what is the intent? Like, again, if they want, you don't just be like, oh, Nintendo Predictions is a good title, but you also talked about other things. When you know the title first, you can then build a video around it that serves that intent perfectly. Hey, what's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be talking about my E3 2018 Nintendo predictions. I've got 3 of them for you coming up. Your logo drops. Hey, what's up, guys? Sean here with, and so that would be the one thing. Now, the next thing is consider creating content at E3 that doesn't necessarily have to even to do with E3, but that could like rank and perform on its own merit. Here's the example. So we go to NAB 2018. I'll say this. Don't even try to rank for like 2018 highlights, for example. That would be trying to rank for a video that summarizes all of the highlights. Instead, we just use NAB as a place, which by the way is a tech show, lots of cameras, lots of audio. We use NAB as a place for, here's our 2017 playlist. You could research that. Here's our 2018 playlist. As a way to just get close to products, individual cameras. So for instance, look at how we titled this. This is an NAB video, but it has nothing to do with NAB. I'm gonna close my door because the dogs. So this video has nothing to do, if you will, like we say we're at NAB, we say all that stuff, but this video is meant to stand on its own because I'm thinking, what is a budget camera for filmmaking 2018? And by the way, this is some kind of advanced strategies if you think about it. Pivoting content instead of just being literal. Even if I just led with the black, think about this. Even if I just led with the Blackmagic camera, that would inherently mean that someone was actually looking for this camera first, that they even know it exists. So this is some deeper strategy in the fact that I can still rank for this because I've got that in the title, the Blackmagic camera. But I'm like, is this what is it? What even is it? Budget camera for filmmaking 2018, and it can rank for that, which again, I did my research first. And so does that make sense? It's not necessarily like, hey, we're at a E3 and it's all about E3. It's about more along the lines of, sorry, dog's going crazy. More along the lines of like, who could you interview at E3? What products could you just cover specifically? Like first look at the latest thing, like whatever it is. And then just leverage the fact that you have a lot of people. Who could you collab with at E3? Interview, collab, cover products, and then maybe there's an announcement or something you could also cover. So maybe somebody announces something, and what you do is you get a little clip of it, and then you commentate. Hey, there's a big announcement. It made waves. In this video, I'm going to be talking about that new announcement from Nintendo. And let me take it further for the whole Grow with Video community here. Even if you didn't go to E3, you could cover E3 news, E3 blogs, E3 stuff, leveraging events. Because again, if Nintendo makes an announcement, you could say, hey, there's a big announcement from Nintendo. You could even download the video if they upload it on YouTube, cut out a snippet, put that snippet in your video, but make sure you have your commentary before and after it. And that's what's considered fair use. You'd be acting like the news. So from your home office, just like this, you don't even go to the event. You could jump on the trends, the hot topics, the topics. The reason I'm going a little long on this is because I want everyone to grow with video to think this way. What conferences, what events are in your niche that whether you can go there or not, you could leverage their influence and jump on the trends. So I saw a lot of people from NAB being like, hey, NAB is this week. They're in their home situation. NAB is this week. A big new announcement from Sony. They pull up some blogs. They might like share their screen if they get this setup going. And then they're just riding on that trend. Even if they didn't buy a plane ticket, get a hotel room and actually go to the event. Nick's Casual Gaming. What are some of the great places to learn more about the editing process and have better edited videos? Number one, I think just Premiere, YouTube. Premiere Gal, if you want to learn YouTube. She has a lot of tutorials. You could also just say like, Premiere Pro, which version? 2018 tutorial. Boom. And for beginners, 35 minutes. I mean, just watch that. You'll probably be way down the road. Now, interchange this name with your video editing software, Filmora, HitFilm, Final Cut, Windows Movie. It doesn't matter. There's lots of tutorials. So YouTube, looking for free resources. But then the other one I would recommend is lynda.com. So lynda.com with a Y. And here's what's cool. You could actually try Lynda for 30 days. So if you block some time on your calendar, you could probably, let me see if we can search. So here's Photoshop. Where can you actually search their courses? They have Premiere. And that's going to be like step by step, walking you through. I don't know how good the teachers are or aren't, but they're going to walk you through everything. So the cool thing is you could pay for it. It's a good investment, but you could probably block some time on your calendar to leverage that free trial, learn Premiere, and then turn the free trial off, or learn Photoshop 2 and other things. Just opening my door again. It's Vegas. It's 150,000 degrees. So even with the AC crazy, like the airflow here, you gotta really manage it. It's crazy. Chris Smith, seeing the Cement pop up lately. Is this another valid avenue like YouTube for growing? So Steemit, social media platform where everybody gets paid for curating content. I cannot really fully answer that question because I don't know too much about it. It looks interesting. Here it is, everybody, if you want to check it out yourself. Steemit beta. So I would, the only thing I would say about that is I think that when there's something new, there's opportunity. And there's always opportunity being a first responder, the first person to act. There's also the opportunity that it could go nowhere. But then there's opportunity that it could go somewhere and you were the first to act and you could change your whole life by being early on a platform. So I think, here's what I like to say. I think that personally, I like to spend 80% of my time on tried and true pathways. So as I learned about YouTube and ranking videos and YouTube is the leader. By the way, YouTube, 1.8 billion monthly active users now, billion with a B, logged in, watching over an hour of mobile content per day, and growing in its active user base nearly twice as fast as Facebook. YouTube is the #1 app amongst teenagers. Instagram second, Snapchat's third, and Facebook is fourth now. So Facebook's kind of losing some influences. Now, mind you, we have all different ages here, and so all these social media platforms are good. But the punchline is YouTube is on fire. It's been on fire. It's healthy. It's growing. Sure, competition is tough, but it's a tried and true place, and it's really not going anywhere, right? I mean, who knows? But like, it's so established. It is the juggernaut. Where's Apple going? Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe out of business, but Apple, Amazon, Google, there's a good book called The Four. And anyways, so saying that, I like to take 80% of my time, even if it has competition, I want to build smart. I want to build where it could be somewhat predictable. You know what I mean? It's kind of like investing in Amazon versus some hot new startup. I want 80% of my money invested in Amazon. It's a tried and true company. It's like, it's probably going to be safe. Who knows? It's always risk. 20% I want to dabble, experiment, try things, test things out. So I would recommend maybe segmenting your time to doing tried and true strategies, uploading content, crushing it on stuff, but leave a little bit of margin to play around in other spaces because you could win. The last thing to say is investing is a good idea in that respect, is that if your portfolio is maybe invested money-wise in tried and true things, but you've got a little 10 or 20% that you're risking because it could pay off big or you could lose it. Thus, if Steemit goes nowhere, then you're like, whatever. It was just part of my budget for just experimenting. But at least the main thing I'm building, step by step, brick by brick, I'm building it in a smart place. Vin and Sori, is there an app that I can use to do interviews using my DSLR camera? Good question. Maybe you can hit me with rephrase it though. So what do you mean? What is it you're trying to do with your DSLR camera? If you already have the DSLR camera, that should be filming you. Maybe you mean just recording the audio. I have done interviews where I just use voice memos, utilities voice memos, and I've used my phone as a microphone. Hey, what's up? Oh, today I'm here like this. Hey, what's up? Or I might set it kind of in between. I do prefer a little closer. And hey, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. People would much rather you do that, have some great audio, and then you'd have to sync it later in post, you know, in editing, because it'd be a separate audio file. But then like be far away from a DSLR and have the audio not be as good. So there's that. We're interviewing bands from hotels. So the other thing is if you have a DSLR, it might have a mic input, so you could do other audio solutions. And then I'll point you to an interesting interview that I did with Rachel David, but I was really impressed by her setup. And she shot this on a G7X, and then so a G7X camera. Then this is her phone angle. So then she shot the entire thing on her phone as well. So she used her phone, and then you could see she put 2 lapel mics on us. And so if you're looking at the screens, write this down or whatever, or I can even send the link. It's a pretty good interview. There's a lot of content I think you would enjoy in there. I just posted the link in the comments. It wouldn't even let me, even though it's us. I'll post it in the Facebook comments on this watch page below this video, so you can check it out down there. And so then what she did was she plugged a Rode splitter. So it's like this guy. And that is 2 mics, you can see. See, it's 2 mics, and then it's a headphone jack. And it plugs into your iPhone or any phone, smartphone with a headphone jack. And then she plugged 2 lapel mics into that. Follow me? So then she recorded all of that audio was going into one of the video angles on her phone into the I don't have a headphone jack. So I'd use the dongle. So she plugged it into the headphone jack, 2 lapel mics on each of us. And all the audio was on her phone from both of us. And then the G7X was the better camera angle straight on. And then she edited those 2 clips together. So a little bit of tech involved, but a pretty like budget hustle setup. And as she's putting it all together, I was like, this is really smart. Like this is a good way to do it. And just clean, but pretty simple and ultra portable. That entire video production kit would fit in like a toiletries bag. Not even that big, like half the size of it. Like just the camera, the phone, a couple mics. And then she would do stuff like, it's just kind of a cool way to set it up. So that I think is also a, and we're interviewing them virtually. I just read that, so I'll touch that in a second. But anyways, I hope that was some inspiring content for you guys, because I think those are some good tips of tech not being a barrier. Like find a way to make it work, and you can still put out great content that has a big impact. If you're interviewing them virtually, my biggest recommendation is just Google Hangouts. It's the simplest way to do it. So roll into your Creator Studio, roll into, I don't know, YouTube live streaming, roll into events, and then you could go new live event, title it all out, description and tags, go live now, and you can invite them onto that Google Hangout. So Heather Torres, who's crushing it with you guys right now, she's a legend here on the Think Media team. She's our Chief Operation Officer, and she's also doing some really cool stuff over on her channel for homeschool. She interviewed this person, April Foster. Check this out. So she used Google Hangouts, but she shot an intro with a nicer camera. And then what she did was she cuts over to the actual interview, and this is what Google Hangouts looks like. Just boom, webcams. I think they're both using the mic right off their headphones or the webcam mic. Great interview. I mean, for her niche, right? Great views, great impact. Doesn't have to be complex technology-wise, and just put the whole interview out there. And then at the end, she's also being really smart because she's like, "Hey, thanks for watching this out," and gives a close as well. So you see how she did that? She was on camera, put the Google Hangouts. So here's what's cool. If you're doing the Google Hangouts, you can make it unlisted. So it doesn't actually have to be a live stream. you could just use the software to record your content and then download that file and put it in your editing software. Or you can actually just do the Google Hangout. So an entrepreneur guy named Peter Voogd, somebody that I like some of his mixtapes and different things. He'll interview people. He'll just use Google Hangouts the whole time. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome. And they're on there, and you might let it go live, leave it up on Evergreen. So there's a couple different ways to do it. Stamp a blessing. Does making a YouTube live video help you be seen more? So a couple things. Number one is yes, because there's a couple cool things you can do. We have a YouTube live training we're going to be coming out with, and we already shared a lot of ninja stuff in Inner Circle, which is our monthly training like this if you want like an hour of training and Q&A. But essentially what we taught on is, here's probably the best way to look at it. YouTube channel setup. So let me break down a YouTube live workflow you could do. So this was a YouTube live stream. As you can see, now again, all things relative, the content, your subscribers, whatever. But this video has 250,000 views. So this video, guys, was shot on a $45 webcam with a USB mic and was streamed live from this computer I'm sitting at right now. I use Google Hangouts just like I showed you. Google Hangouts lets you share your screen. Now, when I'm sharing my screen right now, this is crispier, this is more expensive, this is crazier. But the only difference is that. Like, the only difference is cosmetic. And honestly, what's crazy is sometimes you think, oh, until I get the best gear, until I get the best stuff, then I'd get the views. No, like this video is actually outperforming any videos I've done on this setup. So it's never the gear. It's never the camera. It's the content. And what's cool is with just a webcam and a USB mic, you could put out not just content where you talk like this, but you can share your screen. So just like you've seen me teach before, I just put together slides so I can like add value. This is all done on Google Hangouts. I do some Q&A and that's it. And then I'm like, hey, let's stay connected. And the video really is crushing. Now, what I've learned is that YouTube Live is good for a couple things. If you're just starting and you have no subscribers, it's kind of tough because no one is going to be there to watch live. But here's the good news. You can still go live and basically create a video like this in real time. And it doesn't matter if anyone's there live. Why? Because more people are always going to watch the replay on YouTube than even live. And if you position your videos to rank, so before you ever go live, do your research first, right? So I knew this title, I knew the description, I optimized everything, I optimized the tags, I did all that before I ever went live. And then whether people were there live or not, people can watch that video later. So sometimes it could be an easier way to create content. I don't think it's the only thing you should do. I think it's a good supplemental thing from setting up a camera, editing, lighting. It's hard. So you can stay more consistent by incorporating something like this maybe into your schedule. But the really cool thing I've learned, and we've studied this multiple times, is that if you were to do like an hour live stream around a keyword like, you know, whatever, your niche, like how to meal prep for weight loss, it might be hard to outrank these bigger channels that are, you know, 250,000 subscribers, 500,000. But if you started a live stream, you know, you're in your kitchen for men or on a budget, that's the deal. Vegan meal prep weight loss on a budget. Good video title. You figure out the title because you do your research first. You're in your kitchen, you set up a tripod, or like your boyfriend, your husband's holding the camera for you, whatever, you know? Boom, you go live. Hey, what's up, guys? In this video, we're going to just be going through how to do vegan meal prep for weight loss on a budget, real time. So come with me. Here we go. I got everything laid out. How long does it take? You know, I don't know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. It's a 45-minute video. You're sharing tips throughout it. You're hanging out. You're vibing. What I've learned is that even if it doesn't rank in real time, and this is a huge window of opportunity for us right now, that you'll probably rank one or two if you've titled it right, you've tagged it right, one or two during those 45 minutes and maybe for a few hours and even a day around the time you go live. You might not stay on top, but you can get on top if you optimize your videos when you go live. This is a great strategy. When you go live on mobile, and I don't know why I haven't seen it on desktop. Maybe it is somewhere. When you end the live stream, it'll say things like 5 new subscribers. It'll tell you how many minutes were watched. But here's what I want to pay attention to. You turn the live stream off, 5 new subscribers. What the heck, man? You just went live for 45 minutes. You didn't know some people, and you just met 5 people. That's how you build your influence online. It's 1 subscriber at a time. And so it's not 5 million, it's not 500,000, but because a search term, a lot of people are interested, what happened? They discovered it while it was live. They happened to be searching that during that 45 minutes. Well, Sean, it's a small window of time. I'll take anything I can get, man. Like like being strategic. And then little by little, people start discovering you. So that's a little bit deeper, but I think YouTube Live is, number one, a important strategy to be thinking about. Number 2, I would encourage you to just get started, look at maybe some of our free content. And then number 3, if you want some more advanced training, just reach out to us, because we do have that inside of like Inner Circle and things like that. Sean, prayer lights. I'm really struggling to narrow down my niche. Grow with Video has helped me, but began searching for clarity on my niche and goal. So Sean, maybe you can hit us back with a channel review, and I'm going to jump into a channel review while you reply. But what niche, do you have a channel set up yet? Can I look at it yet? And give me maybe like a couple ideas, like, because maybe we could juxtapose a couple ideas. One thing I would suggest is that at some point, this is kind of maybe for anybody who's struggling with this, at some point you kind of just have to decide. You're never going to probably find something that you love forever and love always. Like, you'll love it, but like as creative people, this is what I know about you. If you're on this call, I know you're creative. Like, you wouldn't be wanting to be a creator and creating videos. And I think everybody's creative in the sense of like, you just creative in different ways, but you're more creative probably like me. That means you probably have so many ideas. You probably have new ideas for YouTube channels every once in a while. And you almost think like, man, that's such a good idea. I should start that too. What I've learned is it's kind of less about, at some point, it almost doesn't matter. Like, narrow it down to 2 or 3 things and literally just pick one and start. Because at some point you just have to take action. So I've mentioned this in other trainings we've done. I do love video. Naturally, I teach people how to build their influence online with video, but I'll tell you this, video is not my number 1 passion in my life, but it was a combination of something I am deeply passionate about. Passion, number 1, but number 2, I was also proficient at it, because for whatever reason, God had me on a path where I started learning it in 2003 as I volunteered as an intern. I continued to perfect it. I continued to do it over years. I discovered I was passionate about it, but I developed my proficiency. And then later on, I started to realize I could profit from it, first by starting a business called Clear Vision Media. And I was helping people with video just because I developed that skill. Now, here's what's interesting. On the legacy of my life, right now I'm 34. In my 30s, I want to build this. We help people with build their influence with video. But even in my 40s, I got vision for other things, like to pivot into another niche. And I actually don't expect that I will die being the video guy. Maybe I will. I don't know. But does that make sense? So even if it's like you don't have to sign on for life, you definitely want to sign on for longer than like, you want to be able to do it, I would say, for a couple years, like enough passion to be like, could I build this for like a while to really go deep? Because I think just like a small business, they say small businesses are usually not profitable from like 16 to 24 months. What does that mean? It means like you're hustling, you're investing, you're reinvesting. You might even be making profit. You're just not profitable because you're reinvesting back into the business, covering expenses. And I think that's kind of a good analogy for YouTube. Like, YouTube is a marathon, not a sprint. So you want to be able to commit for a couple years. But like, hey man, like if you just build it out, I've done a church leadership channel. I don't do it anymore. I'm still passionate about that. But like that channel, I learned so much doing it that it led directly to my success today. By putting up hundreds of videos on a niche that I'm not even in anymore, I learned so much in that season. So you really can't lose by first narrow down a couple of like maybe between 1 or 2 things. And if you literally can't decide, flip a coin and then build, build, build. My channel is Prayer Lights, and I want to do faith and motherhood. I was doing faith and motherhood and games for kids. I love that you gave me a little bit more nuance there. I love faith and motherhood. I think faith and motherhood and games for kids is where it just like veered off, kind of. I don't know about that one, but there it is. So hey, can we decide right now? Let's grow with video. Your niche is faith and motherhood. Your videos are about. I would honestly think one is dominant, and then one is submits to it. Here's what I mean. If I was going to recommend you start an online video education channel like mine, I don't think that niche is too saturated. I think where the magic is, though, is I teach online video marketing to stay-at-home moms. Got it? I teach online video to small businesses. Different. Like, we do help small businesses, but we're a little broader, right? I teach online video to real estate agents. And now you're the go-to person on the planet because you teach. Well, Sean he has more subscribers about teaching online video. Yeah, but he's not the go-to authority on online video for real estate. It's called niche combos or double niching. So here's my question. Do you want to teach faith? Is it a Bible study channel? Is it walking out your faith? Is it whatever? Or do you kind of want to teach motherhood kind of from a faith perspective, as opposed to even feeling like you have two niches? Like thus you could do, fitness tips for women versus fitness tips for men. If you try to just be a fitness professional, you're going to lose. It's too broad. So if you go fitness, plus, like, how do we have fit bodies from a faith perspective? Makes sense. And so faith could tie into that. Like, we believe, like it says, like, physical training's of some value, but spiritual training's of even more. But nevertheless, our physical bodies matter. We're the temple of God or whatever, And so like then it's fitness, but your angle. So now a lot of people are going to resonate with you because does that make sense? So I just kind of want to, and I think all of these things, I'm trying to add as much value to everybody here by having a niche combo. This is great for vloggers. How are we different as vloggers? We're the same as everybody else. There's a lot of, certain race or certain background or certain demographic vlog families. Yes. So then when you add in the fact that your belief system or attributes of your life. So we're a family vlogger. It's pretty generic these days, but family vlogger, homesteading, living off the grid, boom, family vlogger. But like that's the distinction. Or family vlogger, heart of like NYC apartment living 1,000 square foot. How do you do it? It's a different angle. Finding that angle on top of. So you probably, all of us probably feel like, shoot, there's so much competition in my niche, Sean. My gosh, man, it's discouraging. As we talk about and grow with video, different is better than better. How do you be different? Does that mean I don't family vlog? No. Does that mean I don't do a motherhood channel? You're competing with Heather because she's motherhood. But it's a totally different thing because while she also is a woman of faith, faith is not the angle that she's just built that out. It can come through, but her thing is like motherhood and homeschool. And it's mostly homeschool tips from the fact that it's the mom's perspective, right? So homeschool is like the defining niche. And then she's got that tweak on it. Question for everybody. Join me in the comments right now. What is the tweak? What is the distinction? Tell me your big niche, but give me some ideas for what that sub niche could be, right? And so what is your macro? Yeah, you do this, but what is the distinction that adds on to it? And there's your difference. You want to teach people how to do a morning routine? Well, everybody needs to do it. Morning Routines for Entrepreneurs, good book. Morning Routines for Stay-at-Home Moms, totally different book, different audience. The person who makes a book just about morning routines might lose. The person who goes sniper into more of a segmented demographic wins completely because they just, or if it's too saturated in the larger generic, anyways. Okay, eVision Media, we'll take a little break to do a channel review, and then we'll hit a few more questions here. Envision Media, or eVision Media, creating your brand, showcasing your business, nurturing your dream into reality, savvy web and design innovations, eVision Media. Like the cover. On the homepage here, I think you're just getting started, which is No, you've been going for a while. So a couple tips on the homepage. Your homepage is a website, meaning on your homepage, you're able to put a channel trailer, you're able to do some things, but it's a website that categorizes your videos, even could categorize, I would say, your shows, quote unquote, and that is done by playlists. So you might have, so here's my question for you. What are the, not 100, but what are the 5 to 10 at the most? And I would suggest there's going to be 3 dominant ones. What are the big ideas on your channel? For me, on Think Media, it's going to be like the whole tech side. But even more than that, it'd be like camera reviews, because a lot of people look to me just for cameras. Camera reviews, YouTube tips, right? Those become top level playlists. And then your videos are categorized underneath them. Something you could do on your homepage there. And by the way, ours, I've been punting it, but I'm trying to rethink my whole homepage strategy. But here's another one. You can have a featured video. Look, for returning subscribers. This is what new visitors see. I should probably change that. Hey, come on. This actually is relevant because it's 9 months old and the new one comes out in like a month or two. So it's kind of our main video. But anyways, that should be a channel trailer. On Video Influencers, we have a channel trailer. So you can have what do your returning subscribers see? Equipment needed to start a YouTube channel. YouTube tips. How to make YouTube your full-time job. And I don't know why YouTube tips is on here twice. So obviously I've got work to do as well. And you're seeing it in real time right in front of you. But that's a good one. Update over here, maybe the social media links. What's the big thing? We actually are about to do a new Canon camera giveaway. This is good. It's still building our email list because it says win a free camera. People still opt in for this because it'll say when the next one starts, so you get that notification. I think this link should be building your email list, period. A video to watch later is like how to build your email list fast. I don't know. There you go. That's cool. So this video, you could type that in, ranked and good. Just a couple list building tips as far as the philosophy and some different thoughts. But right now it goes to Facebook. But here's the biggest thing. I think it should be a reason. It's not just like it's your Facebook or not just it's your website. Win a free camera, free download. You got it. Take the brand audit. Maybe you have an audit. Maybe you have a check, like a quiz. Maybe you have a way to just something, as opposed to, because I just look at it and I'm like, well, yeah, I don't really need to visit a new website. I'm already on the YouTube channel. But what is it? So like an actual call to action there. And then are your social media updates, links updated? So I think what are your most important platforms? Everybody in Grow with Video, the platforms you want to emphasize. Instagram for us is the second most important platform to us in 2018. Second to YouTube is Instagram. So that's why it's number 1. Twitter, we use it all the time. Love Twitter. Facebook. And then our website, ironically, is way over here because we're more interested in growing an email list and building the community that way with this link. And when we swap it out and make it whatever else, I think this at times is actually more like this. So we need to update that. It would go to an opt-in for our free download. We got work to do in our businesses too. But that's what I would do there for it with possible. So think about your strategy there. All of that is executed on these links right here. Definitely put an email on here to get in touch with you. You never want to miss opportunities. Like, I think I just can't see my own, or maybe Video Influencers. Heather, can you make a list of things we need to do like in our business? Because under the about page here, yeah, so there's details for business inquiries, which to be fair, Think Media is about 80% of our energy and Video Influencers is about 20%. So we've got our business going on. You want business. This is a way people will reach out. Make sure you check all the boxes, like get all that optimized. And then this is very good. And in fact, I like what you're telling me. Weekly video e-tips for entrepreneurs and business owners. Can we just applaud eVision Media? And I want to just encourage everybody in Grow with Video to look at some of the distinctions of this. Number 1, how often do you post? Weekly video tips. Awesome. Who are they for? Entrepreneurs and business owners. Okay, well then maybe not for me then. That's good, because if you try to reach everybody, you end up reaching nobody. So what are you doing? Like, how often? Who are they for? And then what do you actually do? Providing tips and strategies that can help you grow your business. I cover everything from branding to website development, digital marketing, etc. And then subscribe to get notified when the next video is published. I love that. A few tweaks is I might greet everybody like, thanks for checking out your channel. Who are you? My name's Sean Cannell, and this channel is about this. Then I kind of break it down, and then you might actually say, put a little human language around that. That'd be the only tweak, but like, I love this. And then definitely leverage your playlist strategies for that homepage, because you've got them here, so you can build those out on your homepage. And I love your thumbnails. Really love what you're doing. Looks like you're doing a lot of best practices. And so I want to encourage you. Let's see. Oldest video 3 years ago. And then, so great job at pumping out content. The last thing I'd probably say there is, naturally, I know you know this. One cool thing is the world's an abundant place. So I think it's about finding your corner of the market, because of course there's other people teaching like entrepreneurship and small business. I love that you've done interviews. Interviews are a great way to growth hack your brand. Naturally, you're kind of like slingshotting on someone else's influence. So more of those with who you could reach out with. I see that one. And that's right there. Good interviews. Great job. But then the biggest thing that I would say to you and everybody in Grow with Video is, if you're ever discouraged by like, wow, a lot of the keywords or the video ideas seem to be taken, just keep looking. Keep looking. We just talked about one today. I was on a call with Heather and somebody else, and I was like, it's crazy, man. 2018, it's stunning to me that like not all the real estate is taken. You got to dig a little bit deeper, find different angles, but the video ideas themselves are what could just change everything. You jump on this like something that someone hasn't really covered yet, or they haven't covered a certain way. And here's what's cool. One video can skyrocket your awareness, and that awareness though can then trickle to all these other videos, because you've got all this valuable content, all the stuff you're teaching. So I would say definitely a breakout video. Be thinking about what ideas could really break out in your niche. And then work on those. And in Grow with Video, when we talk about hero videos, when I look through your videos right now, I love the format. It's talking head, you're teaching, it's common, right? This is on our content pyramid, good for like your once a week video. What I want to encourage you and remind all of Grow with Video is, in addition to that, maybe once a quarter, think about a video, and not that production value is going to make it get views, but think about a video that you put a little more time into, that you really think about, okay, if I got known on YouTube for this particular business topic or this software or this marketing thing, what would it mean to put a video behind that title and behind all that optimization? That's just awesome. Where maybe you take people, you know what I mean? You maybe take people with you, like, hey, drive with me in the car, and then you get there, and maybe then you teach from a whiteboard when you get there, and it just really hooks people's attention, and it's at another level. Not all of your content has to be that way. It's harder to create, but that's why I say once a quarter, think about a big video idea. By the way, you might put a lot of energy into it, and you're like, wow, it got less views than my other videos. Keep trying, but you have those breakout videos. So in our business, we're always thinking about what's our weekly, just grind it out. Like, we can't go crazy necessarily because we got to keep pumping out content. But what could we be working on once a quarter that could just blow us up to another level, and then kind of lead more people into kind of the weekly thing that we're doing? I do have playlists. Oh, so not sure how to get them on the homepage. Home. So I've seen this. You might have to work on your back end. You should just be able to like see this. You could go, cancel. You should have these adjustable things right here. You like little, choose your latest upload when you're logged in on your account. In some scenarios, you can add a section right here, and this is obviously all logged in. In some scenarios, like I've seen Miguel Ogos in our community, I never understood why, but I feel like his channel was built a little bit different. So you may or may not have that. And here's an interesting weird fact. Some YouTube channels, almost all of us probably have 2 YouTube channels. You've got, see, I've got this Sean Cannell 96 subscriber one. It's this back end one. And then I've got Think Media, which is the front end one. And it goes into the whole Google Plus weird, like if you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube channel, but that doesn't mean you've started a YouTube channel. And everything I'm saying right now is not going to bring clarity. It's something weird with Google and YouTube. So if for some reason you don't have those adjustments, you might have to do some research, dig around to see if like what is your YouTube account, and then maybe you can like go into the back end and turn it into like a real YouTube account, which you're like, I thought it is. Well, it is. They both are real, but they're treated different because one was created whenever and you created it 3 years ago. So I hope that's not discouraging. The point is research it out, but that's what you want to look for, is those little tweakable kind of button things. Heather, can you push back our next thing 30 minutes with Susan, and then we're good, and then we'll land the plane on some of these things. I want to get through some questions. The Buzz One education. Do you ever seek permission from manufacturers prior to reviewing their products? Back when you first got started, any legal issues if you don't? Not at all. Never sought permission one time. There are no legal issues. Disclaimer, I am not a lawyer. I think, legal issues you could run into would be like, what would be things like, slander, or like someone could sue you. I'm not even trying to, they wouldn't. I guess what you can look at is YouTube itself. Plenty of people think about, like, even a Casey Neistat, like 10 million subscribers. He'll say products suck. He doesn't seek permission. He'll say they're terrible. People will send him stuff for an unbiased review, and he'll say he doesn't like it. And what are they, and by the way, if he got sued, what are they going to tell the judge? We live in free speech. Now, maybe it depends on where you live in the world, but all that to say, the conclusion is, no, you just got to go for it. Now, I do think it is scary. I empathize. As you're getting on YouTube, even when it comes to fair use, like, wait a minute, like, how can I use somebody else's stuff, or how do I use music? It's kind of scary territory. But here's the thing. Here in the US, we have free speech. That means this is what people are doing, which might actually mean opportunity for everybody in growth video, depending on your niche. Do you realize you can talk about another human on YouTube? People do it all the time. They talk about other people in negative light. Gossip magazines talk about celebrities all the time. And sometimes there is like a character assassination at a high level, whatever. And I'm veering way off now. But like, you get what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you can talk about any product you want. And I'm not a lawyer, but yeah, there's no legal issues. You don't need to get permission. And here's on the flip side, any press that products get, they'll love. So what I've actually seen is that actually by talking about a product, I can sometimes get an introduction to that brand. Hey, I kind of covered this is the video I made. Man, we love it. We'll send you more stuff. By creating a product review can be a bridge to talking to a company. So create a product review about anything early on. Yeah, I think that answers it. Blanket photography. Upload behind the scenes of photo shoot past years. Not now posting family camping trips. Okay, so you used to post behind the scenes of photo shoots. Now you post family camping trips. You created a playlist for the camping vlog. Should I create another channel or a camping vlog? Good question. So this is going to come down to a little bit of philosophy. Couple things that I actually think you're okay doing. Okay. Photography in our family journeys. I actually love that. I don't think you should create another channel. I do wonder. So here's what I would suggest. I think that take a step back. Who is your target audience? Growth video. Is it people? And maybe it could be 2, but if you try to reach, you start trying to reach multiple people. Is it people who want to learn photography? Or is it people who want to watch you for an entertainment value, maybe a little education, but more entertainment, because that's what a lot of people watch vlogs for. Really thinking through this is a big deal. It's like the first thing to think about. Like even your strategy starts with the end in mind, which if you're going to win on YouTube, what is the end? The end is a human that has eyes, that has ears, that has a smartphone or that has a computer and that watches content. That human has desires. I don't watch, egg surprise videos unless I'm with Benji's family, right? So I'm not their target audience. Makes sense. But the reason the egg surprise videos are crushing is because they're serving 1 to 7-year-olds, or whatever it is. So they're really serving a target audience first. Then that content is crafted, architected to then serve a promise to that audience. So here's what I would say right now. I would think, and by the way, I actually think your messaging is pretty clear. To me, it seems like this is a photography tips channel that also includes your family journeys. And I feel invited to be part of the experience. The next question then is just how effective that will or will not be. And that's up to you. It has a level of charisma, a level of this or that. I would dare say it's easier to just promise photography tips because it's clearer. Hey, subscribe if you want to learn photography. And here's an idea, show format. You can weave in, if every video promises you're going to learn something, but you do it in a lifestyle vlog channel, like it's a blank slate. You can do whatever you want. So like you could vloggy teach with the family, but what I would make is I'd make those videos 80% educational, 20% entertainment and lifestyle so that you're not boring people because they want the tips. The flip side is if someone just loves your family, well, you're good regardless. They just want to watch you guys and your family. So those are some of the things I would think about. Who's your target audience and what is your promise to them? And in Grow With Video, we talked about in the webinar for it, remember we talked about a quote that says, what is your predictable interaction with people? You want to be online, everybody in Grow With Video. You want to be online, and whenever someone sees you, they get a predictable interaction with you. Where it becomes hard to build your brand is if literally, again, you've seen me, and I'm holding up cameras, and I'm flying drones, and I'm talking about YouTube, and I have a feeling, but let me know. I mean, we're not perfect at anything. We're trying to figure this stuff out. But you're like, okay, he's a YouTube tips guy. I mean, it's a YouTube, etc. So if all of a sudden I started pumping out content talking about like dating and relationship advice, and I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? Sean here, the dating guru, and today it would be weird, right? Why? I just broke the predictable interaction. So I think you have to wrestle with some of this stuff on your own channel as it relates to Blinkit photography. But these are what I want you thinking about, journaling about, is what everybody in Grow With Video, I want you to be thinking about. What is your value proposition? What is your target audience? Who is? And then how is that creating a predictable interaction? And if you ever kind of try to do two things, unless you blend them, it's not that you shouldn't do two things. Epic Mealtime is a good example of really kind of two different things. It's kind of like monster trucks meet food. I mean, 100-pound Jollibee burger, right? But it's a food channel, but it's not even for people who probably want to replicate it. It's really it's really more of like a entertainment channel, I would argue. Maybe some people try to recreate it, but this dude just created what was the final count? A 24,000, it looks like it was 30,000 by the end. A 41,245 calorie burger, right? I'm hungry too. I haven't had lunch yet. My gosh, the wrong channel to go to. I tell you what, friends. Predictable interaction, killing it. 7 million subscribers. They're like, boom. Okay, like it's for kind of people who want entertainment. By the way, their channel is kind of crass. And kind of hedges more towards, I feel like, kind of monster truck dirt bike culture. It's kind of their vibe. So they kind of have a target audience. The value proposition is these entertaining, outrageous videos, and they just keep building it. And again, it's predictable interaction. I know exactly what I'm getting from them. Like, so if I want to actually see something funny, and I've like some of their videos are like, I'm like, whoa, like 100,000 calories of sushi in a burger. My gosh. You like share it with people. but it's a predictable interaction. If you're trying to do two different things, you could be confusing people. And how can anybody follow you if they don't know where you're going? How important is the channel name? I named my channel back when it was 0 about YouTube. Now I create content around faith and motherhood, but I feel like my name is confusing. Number one, the name is what you make it. So on the one hand, it doesn't matter. What does Google mean? A lot. But why does it mean a lot? Is because they just delivered a consistent, predictable interaction. Like, what did we use Google for? That's where I go to find restaurants. Actually, that is. I was thinking I was going to say like Yelp. No, that's Yelp. Google's like actually everything. Google. That's where I go to watch The Office and binge on it. No, I go to Netflix, right? And what does Netflix mean? Well, so Netflix, that's good. It's kind of, okay. So Google meant nothing, but what they created put meaning behind the name. Netflix, pretty legit, because included in the title is the promise as well. Heather Torres, what does that mean? Nothing? Like, that's interesting. Like, what does your name mean? It's what you make it. What does Steve Jobs mean? What does Barack Obama mean? It's the life, the content they produced, the people they impacted, the things that they did. Put value around the name, and the name became something that means something to us now. There's no reason any of those people were successful because of their name. They were successful because of what they did, what they created, and then the name meant something. But if possible, especially depending on the size of your channel, I think a name pivot could make sense in the sense that when you include your promise in your name, I think it's very powerful. Epic meal time. Boom, you kind of know what you're getting. Video influencers, I believe, is our clearest channel. We teach video. It's all about video. It's interview with video influencers. So whenever I introduce it, I say we have another channel we call Video Influencers, and we do a weekly interview show with video influencers. Wow. But like clear, right? So I don't think it's bad. This actually should give everybody permission that your name is what you make it, and you don't necessarily need to change your name. If possible, though, if you're early, if you don't have brand kind of necessarily equity. By the way, even if you do, I grew up in Seattle, and there's a church named City Church, and they just changed their name to Church Home. They have like 10,000 people at their church. They have messages and websites all over. They had, I thought about from a tech side, I was like, that's going to be a headache to change that over, man. My gosh, so many pieces of things and old names and new name. Nevertheless, they did it. So there's your options. Stick with it. Number one, the name is what you mean it. Make it. Number two, if you haven't even built very big yet, you can change your name. And when I say you can change your name, one of the best things you can do is you can just change the name, this name of your channel, almost anytime you want. You don't need to do it a lot, but you can change it almost anytime you want. So check this out. Jefferson Bethke, 700,000 subscribers. His username is bball1989. If you don't have the URL you want, that does not have to hinder your success. Got it? Right? But you can change this name to whatever you want. And I think that's smart, but I wouldn't change it very much. I would only probably do it like once. And then I would, number three, or even if you are really well established, but you're like, it's going to be a hard move, it might be a weird move, I might need to rebrand, you could also change it anyways and just go through the painful process of, working it out and then build a new name. Good question came in. How did you come up with Think Media? Ironically, I kind of think the name is what you make it, because I'll tell you how. The reason I came up with Think Media was because back in 2010, Jeff Moores and I started a channel called Think International, uploaded 263 videos. That's why I want to encourage you that even though we don't run this channel anymore, it reached 10,000 subscribers, I would not be where I am today if I did not upload these 263 videos. By the way, other channels, other things, whatever, but like, there's so much hustle that goes in behind the scenes. So no matter what you're doing right now, no matter what you're working on right now, let me tell you two things. Number one, I hope it blows up. I hope it becomes your main thing. I hope it becomes the thing that breaks through and is like, maybe you make a living off of or whatever. But I want to encourage you that sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. and that you're not going to lose with what you're building right now. Why? Because because you're learning. You're learning YouTube. You're learning SEO. You're watching views. You're watching what videos get views, what videos don't get views. You're learning editing. You're learning all this stuff. And everything you're learning can lead you to such amazing places of prosperity. It just might not look exactly what you think it's going to look like. So that's why I look back like this, in some people's eyes, this is a failed project. It is failed. Like by the way, we can revive it because it's just still there and we still have access, but like, we're just not doing it. So like, we're not making money off of it. It's not, you know what I mean? It's a failed project. It's not a failed project. Cause check it out. If it wasn't for starting Think International, I probably wouldn't have started Think Media. So why did I name Think Media Think Media? Was because we first came up with Think International. Where did we come out of that? We thought Think Skateboards was cool. We thought the idea of thinking, because it was something we're passionate about, like being strategic, like if you can change your thinking, you can change your life. You know, Think and Grow Rich. I don't know, you know, like the power of thinking, that like before you ever do something else, like you got to think first, like any action. Anyways, you get it. And then international, because we wanted to like impact the world, but we just made it up out of nowhere, right? So we just made up Think International, started it. By the way, in hindsight, it probably would have been better to call it like Church Leadership, you know, Weekly. I don't know, better or worse. Think International is what we made it. Church Leadership Weekly would have been literal, but we probably could have crushed, because it was like, okay, that's like, it makes sense. Like every week we teach church leadership. So different ideas. But so then I was like, well, wait a minute. If we're uploading interviews and like leadership content, I'm doing all this media stuff. I'm the producer, the guy who's filming. I'm, you know, working with cameras, and we're getting all these questions about cameras and all this kind of stuff. Where could that content live? Why don't I start a separate channel? If that's leadership, this will be the tech and the tips side. So I just started Think Media, just called it Think Media because of Think International, for no other reason. And then, by the way, I didn't even really build Think Media. I just dabbled on it from really around 2010 to about 2015, and had a lot of success, you know, making money with affiliate marketing and ranking some videos, but it was just way down the priority list. And only in the last couple of years did I go all in on Think Media. Now, depending on how long some of you maybe have followed our stuff, Think Media used to be called Think Media TV. In fact, Think Media TV is right there in the slug, and I wanted to be cleaner, leaner, so I just dropped the TV. And now it's just called Think Media, and it's no longer called whatever. So just the process, but I would love to have said, but everything was intentional. It was intentional, was thoughtful, but like I had no clue any of this was going to happen, right? Like in a way, man, like started Think International. I need a place to upload camera reviews. Let's call it Think Media. And I would argue, because maybe you have some level of like, dang, that name is cool. Probably half the reason though that name is cool, if you think that, is because of what's been put around it, right? Just to encourage you that the name is definitely what you make it. What's the difference between public videos and unlisted videos? Unlisted videos can't be found in search, but unlisted videos, okay, so 3 levels. Public is public. It can be found in search. It can be found by anybody if they typed in the right information, or if they go to your channel, click on your videos. I'll give you an example. You guys could go to Think Media right now. You're going to see this video. You're not going to see this video. It's unlisted. And this video will be released on Thursday, right? So it's just sitting there waiting to be optimized. I'll do my whole like Video Ranking Academy stuff on there. Get a thumbnail uploaded. That's unlisted. This video is private. So if I sent you the link to this right now, this link, you could watch this video, but it's not public and searchable. If I sent you the link to this, you could not watch it unless you were logged in. So private is private. Like it's only if you're logged into your channel. And that's basically the difference. So sometimes with an unlisted video, by the way, an unlisted video is not private. So if anyone has that link, or if it got posted somewhere on the internet, anyone could see it anywhere. So the only reason a video is private is if it's truly private. And the reason we go unlisted is usually if reviews need to happen. Maybe I'm traveling, or we need to send the video to somebody so they don't have to log in. That's the main reason we even use unlisted, is to just do internal communications around it. Or every once in a while, and you may have noticed this, that sometimes when we do a webinar, it's a YouTube video. It's an embedded unlisted video. And we recognize that someone could go to the watch page, click through and find YouTube, but that on a macro level, people are not going to like, so in the sense of if we make it unlisted, we are willing that someone could like share that, you know? So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Miss Chickadee, what is the best way to share YouTube and YouTube to Facebook audience? I share a few videos on Facebook, seems to bury them. Is it best to upload to both? Best answer you just said is a couple tips I'll give you. Number one, I would encourage you to have a Facebook strategy that is outside of YouTube. If all you ever post is YouTube videos, you won't get any reach. Now, again, you're right. Check this out. This video was posted about the video that came out today. This post, 473 people were reached. It's linking to YouTube. Facebook hates that. By the way, the reason this looks so cool is because it's the thumbnail uploaded to Facebook with some text and then the link versus just the YouTube link. The way Facebook makes a YouTube link look is like terrible because they don't like YouTube. They're not friends. Like they're enemies. It's actually how this looks. But this is, again, what we're doing here is just best practice. Look, no likes. Still got some reach. By the way, reach just means it passed through someone's news feed. So 573 people had a chance to like this and they did it. You know, they're like, and look at it, like cut off, weird, kind of looks sketchy. Like, why is that dude holding money or whatever? Anyways, this though, right, is a native upload. By the way, with still a link out. So this would be another thing you could do. You could sometimes upload a video to Facebook and still link somewhere else, even to a YouTube video. So a lot of times what we'll do is as soon as I'm done shooting a YouTube video, I will shoot a Facebook video that'll be like, hey, what's up, Facebook? Sean here. You know, we just got done shooting a brand new video all about audio. And I've learned that when it comes to audio, super important. You know, 3 things: try to use an external mic, try to be in a quiet place, and, you know, talk louder. Like if you're too faint, the mic can't pick up your voice. And actually, we just uploaded a full video though. It's over on YouTube. If you want to check out the link, it's in this post. And it goes into some new mics that we reviewed. Anyways, keep crushing. Appreciate you. Take care. One take, natively upload that to Facebook, link to the YouTube video. That's another strategy. Boost a little bit more reach because of native videos perform better on Facebook. And then, and there's some examples if you go to our Facebook page and look at, like, it's something like this. So 57 seconds. So, hey, you know, real quick. And this is, by the way, this was set up. I just got done shooting the video about the tripod. So as soon as the shoot was over, boom, quick piece of micro content for Facebook. If you plan ahead, it doesn't have to even necessarily take a ton more energy, right? And then the last thing is that the best way to grow your influence on Facebook is to grow your influence on Facebook, is to be thinking about a content strategy for Facebook in particular. So this is just a quote right here. It doesn't link away. Here is just an uploaded video right here. It does not link away. And I don't know why I can't see the reach. Okay, whatever. I want to see more reach. Reach. All right. Post. So, you know, 932 people reached, more engagement. But look, it's a native upload that links nowhere, and it's outperforming more or less, like it's outperforming. Even though, by the way, this video is killing on YouTube, right? But it's suffering on Facebook because it's not meant for Facebook. So that's like the biggest thing. So if you can, one of the things we asked ourselves earlier this year was, how could we stop linking away from Facebook? We still do, but how could we really reduce that and focus on just uploading content right on Facebook to build our audience on Facebook? And then what's cool is if you do that 9 times out of 10, then when you want to send traffic over to YouTube, you're positioned to do so. Casey Inspires, how are you doing this course on YouTube from your website? Okay, so what you're seeing right now is an embedded YouTube player on a page on our website. So it's this. So it's courses.seancannell.com, you know, and then it's this player embedded, and we have Facebook comments embedded below, and that's what it is. And, you know, another thing to know, I learned this from Brendan Burchard too. One of the things you could actually think about is that this page technically is shareable, even though it's a private call, but it's always taken down. So unless for some reason you got like someone could like sneak in here for like a minute, but then this will only be in your members area later. Just a thought. Melissa, tips for setting up an editorial calendar. I know batching is good. Anything beyond that? You know, I think just trying to think about, one tip, Melissa, is to think at a year level first. Like to think about a year. Why? Here's the biggest tip. I like to think about if I had a giant bottle of water. I do. If you have this bottle of water and this is your whole year, what I like to do first is drop in the big items. I'm not going to actually do it. So this is like that family vacation. This is the thing I need to do in my business, this power bank. You know, these essential oils are, what are you talking about? Drop these in there, ruin my power bank as I drop it in the water. And what am I talking about? You want to schedule your priorities first. Schedule your priorities. Don't let your schedule determine your priorities. So you want to drop in the big things. So when you look at your year in advance, and here's some good questions to be thinking about for all of Grow With Video. What is your fourth quarter strategy? You don't need to actually execute on it right now. What are you going to do around Black Friday? What are you going to do around Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, online shopping, Black Friday, Cyber Monday? You should have that in your mind right now, or in your kind of planner. You know, what are you doing during summer? It's summer right now. What are the big blocks in your calendar? So think on a year level first and plug in the huge blocks first. Of course, in other areas of your life, that's why you also say schedule your priorities. If you want to like really start getting into fitness, you got to schedule it. What gets scheduled gets done. That's a priority first. I'm going to do my workout. If family and relationships is a priority, boom, blocked. That's a priority. If I got it, if I got to get to VidCon because it matters for my business, it matters for building my brand. Boom, I'm blocking VidCon. Then at some point you've got the big items in there, all of the urgent things, all of the tyranny, all the little things. It's kind of like sand, and then you pour in all the little things, little pebbles and sand, and it'll fill in around it all. But you've already put in the big things. So by setting up your calendar, what are the needle movers in your business? So for us, like our newsletter goes out every week. It's a needle mover in our business. 2 videos if possible, one at minimum on Think Media. Like no matter what, that's going to happen. There's a bunch of little, like, I want to go live on Instagram this week. In fact, Heather's always like, she'll put stuff, she'll like say, go live on Facebook, go live on Instagram. We should all be doing that. I haven't gotten to it in the last couple weeks. Why? It honestly is a pebble. It is important, but there's some things we're working on, our live event, our book launch. And so I'm like, look, those are the blocks. So I got to serve those first. If I can get to the pebbles, I will. What are the needle movers in your business? Is it a weekly newsletter? Is it a couple videos? How do you make sure those are healthy, rocking, solid first? And then you could fill in around them. Okay, so maybe like, all right, well, I've got this down, but I could cut my YouTube video into some little clips that could go on Facebook. And that's a micro content strategy. Takes a little extra time. I could do this live stream over here, whatever it is. So I think that, yeah, besides batching videos, blocking and really being intentional about, and so the $1 million question is, what is the needle mover in your business? Like, so I'll tell you this, what's the needle mover in our business? This is also good for prioritizing social media. YouTube. Disproportionately, YouTube is more influential than like our Facebook influence or our Instagram influence. So I have felt tempted all the time because I follow all my friends who say that Snapchat is the most important thing and podcasting is the most important thing and whatever's the most important thing. And it probably is for them. But I can get off of focus of what matters for me. And then also sometimes wonder like, Well, like my Instagram, views are lower well, yeah, because I haven't built there, but nevertheless, what's my point? YouTube cannot suffer in our business. Maybe that like a private Facebook group you're running is where that's where the magic happens. Like that's it for you. Then you got to say that's the block. Boom. Drop it in there. iPhone and water, like runes on camera, sorts or anyways. Drop it in there and then start scheduling some other things. What are the 20% of things in your business that produce 80% of the results? Make sure. And another thing to think about, depending on if you're generating money, I've heard it called this way, they're IPAs. Not like the beer. IPAs like income producing activities. When you look at your week, you could say like there's 100 cool things you could do right now to grow your business. And everybody else has a different idea for you. And you should be exploring other ideas. But what are the blocks? What are the essentials? The few things that matter most, put those on your calendar because what gets scheduled gets done. Here's, just an idea of like, we use Google Calendars. I know we talk about this in Grow with Video. So like we have to get this M50 shoot day done. Boom, it's blocked. That's what matters this week, along with other things I'm working on and planning. We got some calls, got some other things, but like that's the thing because we have a deadline, we have to get it. So it's blocked. And in other times, this morning I got an Instagram post out. Cool, but I need to make sure I'm delivering on the things that matter most. All right, we'll land the plane here in just about 3 minutes. Guys, thanks for hanging on. I know we took this a little longer because I just wanted to add some extra value. I know I promised you an hour-long coaching call, but I just am so grateful that you've been involved in this, that you invested in this course. And so actually, just for time's sake, because we have a couple other meetings and things, just a couple things. Number one, have you finished Grow with Video? Let me know in the comments. Have you finished Grow with Video? Yes or no? And you know what I'm going to say if you say no. Keep going through the modules. Keep going through the training. Keep going through the videos. Number two, I hope you took notes. And if you didn't, I want to encourage you to maybe go through it again. Because just like for example, in my life, I have this journal. And in this journal, in the front of it, and I reference this multiple times per week, I've got a lot of things like my goals. I've got kind of like a mission statement. But like I don't want you to do the Grow with Video thinking just through this one time. You know what I mean? The more you think about, focus on clarifying your goals, being clear. I'm seeing Chris is saying yes, Melissa's saying yes. Some people haven't quite done it. It's all good. Keep crushing those modules. You got a lot of training there. Plus, by the way, everyone, you got bonuses. Did you watch the playlist bonus? It's a good one, right? In fact, there's homework for you. Check out that playlist bonus. It is a module outside of our course, Video Ranking Academy. It's important. You got to watch it. And it's some next level stuff. So, continue to be thinking about clarity is not a momentary thing. It's something to keep working on. And then your goals is something to be reading about and thinking about, not just once a year at New Year's. The more often you are reflecting over them, thinking about them, it keeps you on track. It keeps you focused. What we just talked about with Melissa, the more often you're focusing on the things that matter most, the block items, the important items that move the needle the most, the better results you're going to get. Because one of the biggest dangers in today's culture is distractions, is overwhelm, is too many options, is so many different ways to go that we end up doing nothing because we can do everything. So really kind of getting blinders on, getting clarity and then sticking to it. Make a plan and then work the plan. So stay in Grow with Video modules. Really appreciate you. Keep engaging with us in social media. And if you want to take your learning further too, we do have other stuff and you can always check that out on our website, as well as I think there's some information inside of Grow with Video, your members area. But I also want to just let you know about this, and you've probably heard about it, but we are doing a live event in Vegas. It's called Grow with Video Live, right? So the registration for this should probably be opening up maybe about a week from now, possibly the 13th. I think that we're on track for that. But I want you to get on the wait list if you're not on there, if you're interested in coming. So it's going to be September 11th and 12th in Vegas here. And so you can at least, even if you're not sure or whatever, check that out, growwithvideolive.com. And the video covers all the information about the event. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be like Grow with Video. It's also going to be different and expand beyond that. But yeah, so put that on your radar. Oh, but here's the thing. It's going to sell out. And because we're limited to only 250 people max. And that's not like false scarcity. It's the room size. We're committed to everything about it. It's going to be incredible. And it's not only because we're limited. We want to keep it that small so that you can get time with me, get time with the team, get time with other speakers and influencers that are coming, develop relationships and collabs for networking, but also get not only great information from the training, but get hands-on Q&A and all that kind of stuff. So the reason I say get on the wait list is because when we open up registration, we're actually going to be doing some very limited specials just to honor the people that are part of our community. Like if you're paying attention and you're engaged at like the highest level, we're going to have some really cool stuff right up early and it's going to fill up. And so I'm just saying, if you have any interest at all in going, just jump on that so you can get in. Will you be doing more of these private live sessions in the group? So on the webinar, we promised, I think just this one, right? And it was a bonus, obviously this is group coaching. Normally you can always hire me on our website for one-on-one coaching and you can look more into that. But I do live streams on Think Media from time to time and whatever, but where I'm really, if you love this and you want more of this, where our community that's just on fire right now and we're in beta right now. We haven't really promoted it publicly and maybe that's why you haven't heard about it, but we're right now doing a limited special for Inner Circle, what Inner Circle is it's going to be $49 a month. Right now this special is $39 a month. You can cancel anytime, and you can join anytime. And what it is a little bit different than what we just did. You get an hour of training that is crafted like any other stuff. It's Inner Circle, so it's behind the scenes of our business. It's about YouTube and about online video, but what we've done so far in there. And by the way, when you enroll, you get 5 months now of content. We talked about how to make your content better. We talked about all of our Instagram strategy and some really ninja Instagram stuff because it's such an important platform this year. That YouTube live training I told you about, that's inside of there right now. And you get the archive. So we do an hour of training and I do it with Heather and myself because she's one of the most brilliant marketers, business builders, as well as really good at helping people clarify their message, branding, and things like that, as well as paid ads. She has a lot of stuff. So we kind of, we're in there to do that training. And then it's an hour just like this. So if you would want this on an ongoing monthly basis, then join the Inner Circle. And once a month, you can, then we go for last time. And again, we're promising that 1 hour, and we will try to start on time and end on time. But this last time we ended up going 3-hour training. So we did the 1 hour and then we did Q&A and then we do channel reviews. We'll review people's Instagram accounts and so on and so forth. And, when you go on this page, you can go to innercircle.live to get here, innercircle.live. So it's innercircle.live. Some of the things coming up, we're going to talk about like tax strategies. I have a guest coming on for that. We have product creation. If you thought about creating a digital product, personal branding, time management and productivity, paid traffic. Like if you want to start using YouTube ads and Facebook ads, social media seeding and persuasion tactics, like advanced influence. Like how do you really influence people at a high level? And when I say that, not in like a negative way, but how do you build real online influence? What are the behind the scenes thinking when it comes to your messaging, your marketing, and some of the kind of to get people to take action so that whether that's your products, your programs, your channel, your vlog, your LUTs for your photo camera or whatever, what I mean? All that different kind of stuff. So it is if you would want to know, Sean, how did you build how did you go from being a side hustle creator to do a solopreneur season to building a 6 and eventually 7-figure business, and the moving parts in there? Like, what are the behind the scenes of websites and so on and so forth? And that's actually what's cool is besides these a month training, you have Q&A every month. We show up every single month. So if you get stuck in your business, the idea is to build, we want to grow with you. We're doing this, like we're here. And if you would say, I would want to be on your guys' train, you know, I like what you've built. I like your spirit, your style, and how you've done it. And I would love to just have ongoing access to say, hey man, I'm up against like a challenge. And if we're a little bit further down the road than you, then we've gone through it, you know, whether that was like, how do you get a team? And I don't mean like you might be broke. Our first, we started building a team. I was broke too, in the sense of I couldn't afford anyone. So how do we do it? We did some things where we could teach on that, you know, teamwork at different levels. So all those different things, the behind the scenes, in addition to a high emphasis on YouTube and online video, of course, because that's the main driver of what we teach. But there's so many different other aspects of our business. So Inner Circle is our inner circle. And it's a place where you also get a private Facebook group. And so you have ongoing connection throughout the week. Sometimes Heather's going live, like showing you behind the scenes of our shoots. So that's just for Inner Circle. So you get that live perspective when I'm shooting videos. You can watch me do it. That's in the Facebook group right now. And then the other thing is you get discounts and stuff. So I encourage you, you know, if you want to check that out, you could even try it for a month or whatever. And if you lock it in and love it, and people have been loving it, then you would have this introductory special for as long as you want to stay. And again, if at any point you're like, I'm out, then it's cool. So there's no kind of contract or minimum commitment or anything. And then you also get discounts and bonuses and giveaways and things like that. So we are always treating our inner circle as our inner circle. So if you've loved Grow with Video, you want more of that ongoing basis. And then besides the tactics and strategies, maybe just the motivation and inspiration to be with a like-minded group of people, because this is hard, right? It gets discouraging. So it's nice to be in an environment like this on a monthly basis to like get focused again, get clear again, get charged up, get some actionable strategies, but also get our mind right, you know, and get our courage back up and all those kinds of things. And then just boom, go out there. And so yeah, check that out, innercircle.live. Thanks so much for hanging out on this training. So again, crush those modules, look at the bonuses. I'll see you on social. Maybe I'll see you inside Inner Circle Live or one of our other programs. But I just want to say I'm super grateful for you. Thank you for believing in us and trusting us with investing in this program and whatnot. And grateful for your here. Jerome, thanks for hanging out. Click Crop, thanks so much for being here. Power of Quiet, Eugene, really grateful for you guys. Prayer Lights, really appreciate you guys. So keep crushing it, keep smashing it. And until next time, keep building your influence, income, and impact with online video. And we will talk soon.